Ever since Tyler Hayward was introduced as the acting director of S.W.O.R.D., something has been a bit off about him. New revelation in episode 7 that Hayward wanted to rebuild Vision to have him be a sentient weapon and is about to launch an unknown operation into Westview. It seems that he will become one of the villains at the end of Wandavision. But just who is Hayward and who could he possibly be working for? Welcome, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse. This is the voice of the Marvelous Wave. Let us observe all that occurs. With Hayward being more of a hindrance than a help with Wanda's situation, and with the mystery surrounding his handling of S.W.O.R.D. and whatever Cataract is, who he might actually be or what his goals may be, Hayward could turn out to be a sinister enemy. As a brand new character to all of the Marvel universes, Hayward could be a version, or just could turn out to be, quite a few people. To some, he seems to have an uncanny resemblance and dislike for superpowered beings that Truman Marsh does. In the comics, Marsh is the warden of the raft, but this is not the version of Marsh that Hayward could be based off of. The version that we think he could be based off of is from the Truman Marsh from the TV show Avengers Assemble. The reason it is specifically this version is because of Marsh's secret in the show, that he is Ultron in disguise. This could be the case with Hayward. Part of this is once again because of his apparent dislike for heroes and super beings, as well as his interest in Vision. And it's not too far-fetched that we could see Ultron return, especially because Kevin Feige said, "I love bringing back characters people think they've seen the last of." There is almost no such thing as true death in Marvel Comics. Everyone seems to return at some point or in some form. With this seeming to become a regular occurrence in the MCU as well, Hayward could shapeshift into his true form at the end of the season. With the revelation of Agatha Harkness being Wanda's antagonist, could it be that Vision's antagonist is Hayward, and therefore possibly Ultron? This doesn't seem like a very likely possibility though, in terms of what will happen in Phase 4. But if it is Ultron hiding under Hayward's skin, how will they tie Ultron into Phase 4? We don't really know what this era of the MCU holds for us, so it would be interesting if a version of Ultron survived and made a human android copy to eventually find and take over Vision's body. Another theory is that AIM, or Advanced Idea Mechanics, has returned to the MCU. With AIM first appearing in Iron Man 3 under the direction of Aldrich Killian, we only get to see the tip of the iceberg. With Killian dead, little is known about the fate of AIM, and they may have dissolved in the years between, with members of the think tank possibly leaving to join Hydra, S.H.I.E.L.D., or even S.W.O.R.D. With the possibility of Ultron's return, who could be using AIM to fulfill his goals, as well as S.W.O.R.D's shift in focus from space exploration and observation to the creation of AI, robotics, and nanotech, this would fit well with AIM's goals and also explain such a drastic change in their mission. And Hayward doesn't have to be Ultron for this to be true. He could just be an AIM sympathizer or former member. With AIM not receiving the recognition they deserve, only being mentioned in passing and then fading into the background of the MCU, Phase 4 may be the time for them to re-enter with greater purpose. One reference to AIM possibly being involved is when the S.W.O.R.D. agent who goes through the sewers to enter the town comes out looking like a beekeeper. This is a reference to the nickname given to AIM's foot soldiers in Marvel Comics. If this is AIM, it could also be a precursor to the recreation of multiple Infinity Stones, as they made cosmic cubes similar to the Tesseract. And if this is AIM, it could be a chance to bring MODOK into the MCU and set up AIM for possible future stories. And the third theory that ties into what future plans of the MCU seem to be is that Hayward is a Skrull. One big thing that may point to this is Captain Rambeau and Hayward's relationship. It appears that it was good before the snap, but since he took control of S.W.O.R.D., Monica seems to disagree with just about everything he does. And as we know, the Skrulls have shape-shifting and infiltration abilities. They may have used the confusion of the snap to kidnap or kill the real Hayward and place a Skrull in his role to take control of the world's foremost space agency. With Secret Wars being a possible and likely arc in Phase 4, and with the revelation in Spider-Man Far From Home that Nick Fury and Maria Hill have been the Skrulls Talos and Soren probably for a while, who knows who else might have already been replaced. Though the Skrull and Captain Marvel were allies and appear to still be allies of Nick Fury, perhaps another faction has begun to infiltrate Earth with different goals than that of the Skrull refugees in Captain Marvel. If Hayward is a Skrull, this could be part of the reason why they turned their focus away from the stars, so they could keep the world blind to the upcoming invasion. But then again, what would the Skrull's interest in Wanda or Vision be? Since Hayward's primary focus seems to be Vision, perhaps the Skrulls want to copy or control him, or perhaps he is just doing his best to take out what heroes he can and keep up appearances till the full force of the invasion is ready. One of these theories may show up in the next few episodes, or even as an end credits scene setting up the rest of Phase 4. There's a lot that is suspect about Hayward, and he could just be a man with a chip on his shoulder against heroes, but he could be something much worse. Wandavision has opened up so many possibilities for the MCU, and Phase 4 could really be the most diverse story we have seen in the MCU so far. Who do you think Hayward really is? What do you think the plan for Wanda and Vision are? If he is a villain, do you think he could be part of Wandavision, or